Hello, welcome to Stamping with Hart. My name is Melinda Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I am so excited to kick off Christmas with this. This is our Yummy Christmas stamp set, and also with this particular one, this is also involving the Wrapped in Plaid Suite. And then for those who really like the non-traditional, I have some alternative options in here for you that I think that you might like to check out. There are a total of 8 treat boxes. I did a variety of different color schemes and products, so I encourage you to stick through the video just to check out your different options. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you click the bell, you'll get notifications of every time I post a new video. But my specific question today is, do you have a gingerbread holiday tradition? Do you build gingerbread houses every year? Do you do crafts? Do you decorate with them? Tell me all about it. All right, thank you so much and enjoy the video. Today, we're going to be working with several different products from the holiday catalog. Our main feature for this particular project is going to be Yummy Christmas. But as you're probably figuring out about me, I am a mixer matcher. I love to combine sets. That's not something that you have to do. And I always like to say that at the beginning of my videos. Whatever you have on hand that would coordinate for you, you want to stick to more basic colors, you really want to stick to just one set, that's totally fine. I like to experiment and I like to play. It just happens to be the kind of designer that I am. I like to kind of throw in as many things as I can to see how it goes. But anyway, this Yummy Christmas this is the set right here. And then it's on page 23 of the 2019 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. And we're also going to be using the Real Red Glimmer paper. And that's on page 19. And I'm also going to be using several different items from the Wrapped in Plaid Suite. And the suite is this entire set of products. I'm going to be using most likely the ribbon, definitely the Wrapped in Plaid 6x6 Specialty Designer Series paper, specialty because it has the foiling on it. And then we're going to be using these mini gold pizza boxes and possibly these two things. We'll see how it goes. But what I'm going to do in this particular video, I'm also going to be using these. I just won these, actually. They couldn't have come at a better time because I definitely want to put these on my gingerbread houses. These are the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I'm not sure what page these are on in here, but I will, I'll look at the end of the video and see if I can get you a page number. Okay, so yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to play today. And right before I jump into this, I also wanted to mention that several of the items that I just mentioned are ideas for 25 products under 25. I wanted to mention that because, sorry, I'm not sure why that's blown out like that. There we go. The Wrapped in Plaid paper, if you're just getting that on its own and you're not buying a bunch of products at the same time, it's $14.50. If you want to get the gold mini pizza boxes that we're going to be working with today, there's $7 for a set of those. I think I'm going to be using the Timeless Label punch. That's one of my favorite punches that I've bought so far. That's $18. So just something. Oh, here we go. Here are the rhinestones, the holiday rhinestones. $6 for a pack of those. So just a few different ideas there. Everything here is so cute. So just keep that in mind. I mean, there are many, many more products than this that are under 25, but this is just an idea for holiday. If you have a crafter in your life that you're looking to put something in their, little gift bag, or if you're giving them a handmade card this year, just with something little, if you're saying thank you, if you're a secret Santa, just such a great idea. Okay. So the other thing, on my Facebook page, at Stamping with Heart, I had asked a question if people had holiday traditions with gingerbread every year. And thank you all so much for interacting and responding to me. I wanted to share this with you. This has nothing to do with Stampin' Up, just disclaimer. This is from a designer called Valerie Parhill. This is not sponsored in any way. I am just a super fan of hers. This was a gift that we received from my Aunt Melinda, my namesake. She got this for my son for Christmas this year. So this is a new tradition we're going to be starting with gingerbread houses. And I just wanted to share that with you because you guys had shared with me. So look at how super cute this is. It actually lights up. Let me see if I can light it up here. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but just, oh my God, it's so cute. I love looking at this at night. And things like this inspire me whenever I'm creating projects. So some of you told me that you make gingerbread houses every year, or you make ninja bread. Some of you told me that you're not really the best at making the gingerbread houses, but it's still fun and you like trying. We haven't made gingerbread houses in years. As a matter of fact, if I did make gingerbread houses, my son would probably destroy them, but he would have fun doing it. So that's something that maybe we should try this year. I am a baker, but I have never made gingerbread for the holidays. So I have had the kits though. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so what I want to show you is I had taken a bunch of, we had stamped a bunch of these images. My mom and I were doing some crafting together, and we wanted to knock out a bunch of these because I knew I was going to be making projects with them. So I just wanted to show you. They're already pre-colored. Let me just make sure I have these all in frame here, because I do have a color key, and I will go over these with you since I won't be coloring them live today. I do have a couple of coloring videos up, and if you would like to see a project, from the very start to the very end, those videos tend to be a little bit longer. And from what I understand, people are liking shorter videos. So I went in and did these ahead of time. But if that is something that you would like to see, I am happy to do those videos because I love coloring. I'm not an expert at coloring, but it is just something that I truly enjoy. I try to keep it pretty basic, but when it came to this gingerbread house, you can see all the little details on here. I just kind of went crazy. So let me show you the set here. I'm just trying to get these little trees and holly berries that I have matched to the houses out of the way so that you can kind of see all these little images here. Okay, here's my purple tree. Let me get that close. And then let me get this guy over here. Okay, great. So we have options for this one. I colored green and purple because I couldn't decide what I liked. Okay, so there you go. I just wanted to lay these out and show these to you. You may or may not be into this. This may be something that you love detailed coloring. You have a little time and you really want to sit down and make these special. That's the concept behind these. I was actually sick. I was down and out and I really needed a distraction. So I did take a little extra time after everybody went to bed because I was having trouble sleeping. And I took some time to color these. So that's something to keep in mind. But you could always stamp these onto colored paper. You could keep them very simple. You could just color like the candy canes. You don't have to color everything. But let's go over the colors that I did use. These are all colored with the Stampin' Blend markers. I always use the combo packs. That's available in the annual catalog, or you could look them up online. So let me start with the, I can't tell if you can see that or not. This is the Crumb Cake combo with the shaded spruce, the poppy, and the Seaside Spray. So that's this one right here. And I really just wanted to show you the difference between what Crumb Cake looked like and what Soft Suede looked like. In my opinion, I think that Soft Suede is a little more gingerbread looking if you're looking to color in the traditional gingerbread sense. But you could also combine those. So you could do crumb cake and soft suede and get even more intense with coloring. When I'm coloring in general, my default is to use the light and dark in the combo of the same color. And that's what I did here. So that's light and dark crumb cake for the base, and this is light and dark soft suede. The differences here, I used the poppy red, and on this one, it's real red. And you can see this one is a little bit more of an orangey red, a little bit on the lighter red side. And this is a little bit on the deeper red side, a little bit more of the blue red. So this one was a combination of soft suede, real red, granny apple green. That's for the wreath and the greens that you see everywhere here. And then also I used the pineapple punch. Pineapple punch is used for the glow inside the windows. Okay, so that's those. And then just exactly like what I was saying with the inspiration here, you can see I used that as my inspiration for this house and this one. So we just did the reverse colors, and I basically did this, you'll see, with most of them. So this one is Balmy Blue. Let me just make sure you can see that. Balmy Blue, Flirty Flamingo, the Granny Apple Green, a little bit of Crumb Cake, and then Daffodil Delight. And again, the Daffodil Delight is for the windows. Crumb Cake is for, and I really felt that Crumb Cake lent itself more to the pastel family whenever I was coloring these. So that's that one. And then the color key for the house was the Flirty Flamingo. Seaside Spray is the blue. So this is again a difference I want you to see between Balmy Blue and Seaside Spray. So you can see that this is a little bit more of a true blue, like a baby blue. And the Seaside Spray is a little bit more on the muted side. It like almost reminds me of like a colonial blue, but in a marker. Very soft, very beautiful, perfect for like jeans and things. This is also the Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and then again with the Crumb Cake. But this time you can see the difference. I really did more of the darker Crumb Cake, and this is the lighter with the Gingerbread Man. So just those little subtle pops and differences can make a difference when you're doing your coloring. This one is, let's see, Purple Posy. You may or may not know that the Purple Posy was giving a lot of trouble in the ink, so the stamp ink, but Purple Posy is still available in the Stampin' Blend markers. So you cannot get Purple Posy, the ink pad, anymore. They just found that the color was not sustaining in the way that their quality control demands that, you know, and we all want quality products. So if they feel like something is inferior, they pull it. And that's what happened with the ink pad. But look at how beautiful the Purple Posy is. The lighter purples are all Purple Posy here. Sorry about that. I was just saying this is Purple Posy and Rich Razzleberry, which I think pair together beautifully. And then this green is Old Olive, and I used the soft suede since I was using some deeper colors here for the Gingerbread Man and the stones on the walkway. So just to show you a difference between the greens. So this is Old Olive, this is Shaded Spruce, and this is Granny Apple Green. Okay, so definitely some good differences there. This one is also Old Olive, but that's dark. So dark Old Olive in the wreath and light Old Olive. So really had a lot of fun playing with these. And then this is Real Red with Shaded Spruce. And this is Shaded Spruce with Real Red. So just definitely kind of did like opposites when I was doing my coloring. I just wanted to mention very quickly, because I think I forgot to tell you guys, the pop of pink that you see here is actually Lovely lipstick with the Seaside spray. And this, the overall color is actually Night of Navy. And I love how this one turned out. So my son loves blue. Blue is his favorite color, just about any different version of blue that you can think of. So I'm, going to have to represent with the blue this Christmas and do just about as many projects as I can with pops of the blue color in them as well. Okay, so here are the gold mini pizza boxes. There are 8, and we have 3, 6, 9. Okay. Pizza boxes are actually food safe, and you can kind of see how they are shiny on the inside. So that's awesome. And I do plan on putting cookies or chocolates in here or something like that. Probably we have a local place called Pink House Chocolates. Again, not sponsored. I just adore them. They are right down the road from where we live. Really affordable, excellent candies that are homemade. So I buy those for gifts a lot every year. Okay, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 treat boxes. So we're going to go ahead and decorate these now. Okay, so I want to start with the traditional colors first. Let me grab the plaid papers, the designer paper, if I can find it on my desk. Here we go. I adore this paper. I've used it before. I'm going to keep using it basically until I run out of it because I love it that much. A lot of these, the treat boxes, I may actually use the opposite side of the plaid. So, the stripes and the reindeer, and we're just going to see how these backgrounds look with them, because I really want the gingerbread houses to be the star of this show. But we may use some plaid on them too, just depending on how everything comes together. I also wanted to mention, I didn't use every stamp here yet. So we have our sentiments here, wishing you a, and then you could insert happy, yummy, sweetest. Same with 'tis the season. They have a little rogue candy, peppermint candy, a little gumdrop. I love this border. I can't believe I didn't use this, but I'll probably be using this before the season is over. This border would be perfect to edge the treat boxes. So that's also something that you can keep in mind. Here's the real red glitter paper, and I mean, is that a showstopper or what? I am obsessed with this paper. I can't even take it. Okay, so I love glitter. I should probably just tell you right out of the gate. This is not messy glitter. So it's there. It's on the paper. And I can tell you this is colored in real red, right? So when I'm designing something, let me just see if I can show this to you. I basically just play around with the layers until I find something that I like. I mean, in its most basic form. Okay, so this just goes on until I find something that I love. So like this, and of course we could do it the reverse where it's going to be glittering. And we could do this in the background because there's a little pop of white in the house. And this was all stamped on the Whisper white cardstock, by the way. Because there are pops of white, I might like to incorporate either just a plain cardstock piece layer or something like this. So let's just take a look and see what this looks like. Okay, and that's pretty gorgeous. All right, now when I do this, I feel like the gingerbread house competes a little bit with the pine cones. If you like more is more, you really like that pop, you really like pattern, go for it. For me, I think that this takes a little bit away from the time spent on coloring. So, oh my gosh, I love that plaid. Oh, so fabulous. So let me just go through here and see. I'm going to look for a lighter piece. That's blue. Ooh, let's see this one. That one's looking really nice. I love that. I love the way that that looks. Okay, so the question is, which one do I want where? Do I want the glitter on top with these layers like this? Okay, and I think the combo that I like the most is this one. I like that. So we're gonna do pattern, red, green. Okay, so that means I'm going to cut this one to a square closest to the size of the box top, but I do not want to cover all of the gold. I want a little bit of that gold to shine through. So since that's at 3.5, I'm going to try 3 1/4 square and see how that goes. If I don't love 3 1/4, we'll take it down another one until we get our size right. I don't know if you've had a chance to purchase or get the new trimmer yet. It is wonderful. We're just going to be using this for cutting for today, but I love having the scoring tool and the cutting tool in the same place. I love that this actually locks into place now and holds my paper down. It's pretty cool. So I am just looking for 3 1/4 right here. Am I a little too high on the screen? I apologize if I am. So 3 1/4. Okay. By 3 1/4. Let's take a look. I think that's great. Okay, I'm still seeing a little pop of that gold. You're going to get the gold shine all around too. So what I'm going to do with the next one is let's cut it down to, should I do 3 or 3 1/8? I think I'm gonna keep these real close together. I want to see what it looks like actually first. So we're gonna go to this notch. Now the glitter paper is thicker than your standard cardstock, or in the case of the designer series paper, that's a very light paper. So it still cuts beautifully. Same notch. Okay. And once you get your sizes to a place where you're happy, beautiful. I think I want to show off the red glitter a little bit more. So I don't want to cover it up like that green border. I think that thin border is fine. But for the glitter, I want to show off a little. So instead of going to 3, let's go to just under 3. so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, and then let's get our house. Okay. Now you can see when you're looking at the sizing of the treat box, do we want to mess with this? Do we want to put a bunch of extra things on here, like the little trees? I still think that the little trees would be really cute, but I could also put, there's going to be a card on the inside of the box, and we can use some of these decor pieces for the inside card to have it all coordinate. Or should I put my sentiment around here on this portion? I think that that might be like really pretty. I love the idea of the rhinestones right in the middle of the candies. Or if I want to be more subtle about it, I could just do a couple rhinestones right down over top of the gingerbread man's buttons. So let's take a look and see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start assembling this box. Okay, so here is one of our little treat boxes. I mean, how cute is that? Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of this ribbon, okay, and I'm going to wrap it around the box. Okay, so we're just going to wrap it around the box like this. We'll bring the middle piece to the back. So I'm just going to size it just by doing this. I'm just going to snip this piece as straight as I can on the back. Here are my paper snips. Okay, so just want to make sure that they're at a place where they're meeting. And let's cut. Put our ribbon over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the tear and tape right on my ribbon. I have this little sprig here. Let's cut that because that will bother me. Okay. And of course it's the back. Nobody's looking, but I think that looks better. I don't know about you guys. So that even looks more like a present now. And then let's do a little sentiment. So these are a little bit big, but you could always cut it down to just one leaf or have a little bit of overlap. Same with the trees. Trees are a little bit big, so I think I would save these for the inside card or for a different one. Okay. So here is how the finished treat box turned out. We have our real red and shaded spruce gingerbread house with our Plaid Designer Series paper, 2 of the layering pieces. Then we also have the real red glitter paper. I added just 3 little rhinestones here on our little gingerbread man. We bordered this with ribbon, and this is from the Plaid Suite. It is called the striped ribbon. Okay, and that's also in shaded spruce and gold. I ended up stamping "Wishing You a Yummy Christmas," since we're going to be putting some kind of a food item in here. And that is using "Wishing You a Yummy Christmas." And because it's 2 stamps, here's the yummy, and then here is "Wishing You a Christmas." We can do multicolors, which is really cool. I actually did complete a few of the treat boxes, which I'll show you them all in just a few minutes. But I did want to pick up with a few tips of things that I've been working through. So I ended up changing direction a little bit, because when we were working, or when I was working, I should say, with the different colors, you know, pinks and purples and things like that. If you're going to go for jewel tones for Christmas, or if you're going to do things that are non-traditional, then the plaid paper pack wouldn't necessarily work for you. So we kind of have to improvise and adapt a little bit. I also have limitations as to what I can use because of where I'm actually filming right now. So let me just show you a few of the things that I did. So I took the white and blue snowflake paper from the plaid paper pack, and I colored it with lovely lipstick. So this is the light lovely lipstick that I ended up just coloring all over, and ended up using it as a background piece on this treat box. So hopefully you can see that there. Let me bring this a little bit closer to show you. Okay, and then I ended up really liking the blue Peacock foil paper. I really, even though it's a darker blue, I really thought it kind of pulled the color and looked really pretty. I also like the silver with the gold. So I did kind of go off base and started using some different papers. So if you're going to be using non-traditional colors, that's just something to keep in mind. This ribbon is actually from Everything is Rosy. And I believe this ribbon is Melon Mambo, but it did end up coordinating really well with the box. So I haven't stamped my sentiment yet. We'll do that. But I wanted to talk just for another minute about using your Stampin' Blends when you're in a pinch. I do apologize. This is actually not Stampin' Up ribbon. I actually don't have a white ribbon from Stampin' Up right now. So I just pulled something that I had on hand because I wanted to show you a technique with the alcohol markers. So you may have seen, you know, different demonstrations or demonstrators coloring, you know, ribbon, or typically it's the white ribbon with the Stampin' Blends. So I needed a custom color to go with the rich razzleberry and the purple posy. So what I decided to do was show you what it looked like. This is what the original ribbon looked like. It's actually like a felt material. I bought this in bulk a few years ago. So this is what the white looks like. This is what the light purple posy looks like right next to it. So I don't know if this is going to do this justice or not, but hopefully you can see that color there. Okay. And then this is what, and I loved how the rich raspberry turned out. So this is how the rich raspberry turned out. So you just take your Stampin' Blend and you just color it right over your ribbon, and you just give it a few minutes to dry. So I think that this one looks so rich and luxe that this is actually the one that I'm going to end up using on my treat box. So that's just a few different ways that you can change some of your existing papers or ribbon if you need a matching piece of paper and you don't have the perfect piece on hand. Stampin' Blends are wonderful in that way. Another thing that I wanted to show you is when you're working with strips of the tear and tape like I am, if you ever find yourself in a pinch and you find that the tear and tape is a little too thick, and you decide to cut the strip in half, because it's really good adhesive, it can get really sticky. So a good tip for how to handle this would be just cut a little snip and then put one strip on one finger, put another strip on another finger, and that way you can keep it separate as you cut. So this way as you need to cut up the strip, you're not getting it tangled. And then you can put this on your thinner ribbon if that's what you're using it for, or if you need to put it on a thin strip of paper, if you're using paper as a border or something like that. Okay, so here are our finished treat boxes. As you can see here, the traditional ones are all of the products that I went through with you previously while I was assembling them, so I'm not going to go through them again, but I thought I would give you a good close-up look at them. Okay, so just so that I couldn't fit them all in the frame, but just so that you can kind of see the variety there. Okay, here's another traditional box. I think I did blue on camera too. Cute. Oh, so let me just talk about this ribbon really quickly. The same exact technique that I had been talking to you about with the white ribbon when I did the rich razzleberry, which I'll revisit again in a minute. I ended up using our organdy striped ribbon in the petal pink. This is what it originally looks like. I got this when I think it's the Magnolia Suite that I got this with, or maybe I bought this individually. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I took this ribbon and I colored it with real red. I believe that's the light real red. And that's how I supplemented that ribbon. So I'm really happy with the way that that turned out. The other traditionals had the green, but because of the color coordination that I had done, I preferred red. So that's why I used that there. Okay, and then I do believe I went through this on camera, but let me just show you again really quickly. So these are all the ones that say, wishing you a yummy Christmas. And now these, let me just go into a little detail. And because I had 8 boxes, I had 9 gingerbread houses. So I'm going to hang on to this one and make up maybe a card with this or something. But let me show you what I did end up doing with these. So I used the Pretty Peacock foil papers in that Granny Apple Green color for these two as backgrounds. And then these 2 layering pieces on here and on here are actually from, I think it's called Perennial Essence. Let me see. Yeah, the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. So that is these papers here. Okay, they have like the double-sided. So I ended up cutting up some pieces that I liked from Perennial Essence because they had a lot of those pastels and non-traditional colors. And I used those as the layering pieces on these. This is the Petal Pink ribbon, untouched on this one. These are the ones that say 'tis the sweetest season. This is the one that was hand colored with rich raspberry Stampin' Blends. Okay, and then this one is the Everything is Rosy Melon Mambo ribbon. And then the non-traditional colors again, I used, so basically I layered in Pretty Peacock with all of the non-traditional stuff. And then there's just a little hint of that Mercury glass acetate too. So I just thought that the cooler colors looked nice with this one along with the pop of pink. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I was really trying to do a nice variety. So whether you love the jewel tones or whether you love traditional, whether you do have, you know, traditions every year involving gingerbread or gingerbread houses, if you decorate with them, if you bake with them, if you have fabulous ornaments that are gingerbread, this is just such a nice crafting element to have and to gift things to people. Just so sweet. Genuinely is tis the sweetest season. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.